So I've just finished up one of the best sessions I've had in a very, very long time, and I'm very happy. I probably spent close to 2 hours, maybe 90 minutes, training all sorts of skills, of calisthenics exercises, strength training, lots of playful exercises, including juggling, rope flow, balance work, and I was just completely in a great groove of training. Everything felt strong. Everything felt fast, I felt balanced, and I was blown away at how good my skill and cognition ability was. I set myself a challenge. I started doing some juggling, different variations, and I'd done this one thing before where I've juggled, and as one of the ball flies up, I catch it on my foot and then pop it back up into the juggling mix. And that's something that I've done for years, my whole life with the football. I feel confident with the ball at my feet, doing kick-ups, controlling it. I've always been pretty good at kick-ups. I actually won a kick-up champion competition when I was about 15, doing the most kick-ups, and I think I got up to 200. I think that was only using my right foot though, which is one of the reasons why my body felt so messed up later into my 20s, because I was so one-sided playing football. Anyway, the challenge was do a few rounds of juggling, and then as one of the balls flies up, let it drop down, and then catch it on your foot. Once you catch it on your foot, you pop it back up into the juggling. And then I wanted to try the same thing, but as you catch it, you flick it back up, catch it behind your head, and then flip it back up, which is the hard bit, and get it back into the juggling mix. And when I kind of first thought of this, I was like, no way. I've tried it before with football, where you balance it on your head. You see a lot of kids that practice that skill. They can balance it on the head, walk around, take their top off, and yeah, pretty crazy. I'd never learnt that as a kid, so it's been fun learning this one as an adult. And that was definitely the hardest bit. I was recording at the time, and there was parts in my head that were telling me, man, come on, what are you doing? You're not going to get this. This is too hard. Just constantly failing. The ball hits the floor 10 times in a row, and you haven't even got it on your head. And then the one time you get it on your head, it just touches and flies off. And this is what's fascinating to me about the whole mindset when it comes to training, and especially when you're training towards skillful exercises like handstands or strength skills or all the stuff that we did when we were younger, which I think is extremely important to do as adults. Whatever level that is to you, find something that challenges you and stick to it. That lesson of persistent and continuously to drop the balls and not give up, to think that that doesn't have a huge carryover into life and the struggles that you go through on sometimes a daily basis. The gym is your playground to build resilience in the mind for life. I have seen this so many times in so many humans that I've coached, and that's one of my favorite things about all of this whole coaching business. At first, it was all about the physical changes, but when you start working with people and you're working with the same person for 2, 3, 4 years, and you see what type of person they are at the start, with all of these self-limiting beliefs and kind of thinking about these goals that I try and tell them that you could do, and you just see that there's no belief whatsoever in their ability to do the thing. And then over time, once you build consistency of, turning up to the gym, booking onto a class and coming 2 times per week, and that becomes a habit, and then you start to enjoy it, and you see the struggles and the challenges and the pushing yourself through discomfort and the turning up to the gym when it's wet and cold, or you're waking up with a bit of a cold and it's so easy for you to snooze the alarm and just not do the thing. And you start building up that relationship with your own mind in what standards you hold yourself to and your values as a person. And it becomes this much, much deeper thing than building bigger biceps or doing your first pull-up, whatever that may be. It's about facing your weaknesses, doing the things that you suck at, and persisting at it, because that is what life is about. Here are some of my thoughts after a very, very enjoyable training session. And as you can see, I'm feeling pretty pumped up right now. And I hope if you're training today, then I hope you had a good session. And thanks for listening. If you've made it this far, I'm planning to continue doing these videos, but instead of doing them daily, I'm going to be doing them at the end of each week with a nice little summary of my own training and any thoughts that I have that I think will be valuable to you guys. Today was all about muscle ups, sorry, not muscle ups, one hand pull ups. I felt super strong today. I did 3 sets of 3 reps on each arm. Last week I was traveling, I was in Bristol. I managed to book into a open gym, and I did 3 sets of 3-3-2. So I got 1 extra rep this week, and that is all that matters on my current journey towards getting my first one arm pull up. And then the other goal is a handstand push up, which has turned out to be very difficult. Both balance and strength is a limiting factor right now, but I switched up to parallettes, which I think I'm much stronger in that position. I've done way more time in the bottom of the parallettes, building a big base level of strength with my dips and push-ups, and that's really, really helping me when I start using the parallettes. You can see in this video here, I was just playing around with this, and I ended up doing a specific session towards it as well. I did 4 sets in the end of 3 repetitions, and I found that coming out of that very deep range in the bottom of the handstand push-up, I felt pretty strong and comfortable, and kind of working towards that mid-range, I felt strong. And I guess that comes from all of the kind of deep push-ups on parallettes and deep dips. But as soon as I get to that mid-range, like entering the mid-range to the top kind of quarter, that is a definite weakness. So what I'm going to do is I've been doing the wall handstand push-up negatives on parallettes, and they're starting to feel really good. For me, it's about spending more time in the range in which I'm weakest. And for me, that is the middle part of the push-up. So my thoughts are next week on Monday, I'm going to do, at the start of my session, 3 sets of 3 to 5 reps. As I've mentioned many times before in videos, if you want to unlock a skill, find a very challenging, specific exercise to that skill, do 3 sets of 3 to 5 reps, track it, and improve it. And that is all you need to do to unlock crazy feats of strength that you never thought possible. So next week, I'm going to do 3 sets, 3 to 5 reps, and I'm going to do some handstand push-ups against the wall. And I'm going to use a foam block, and I'm going to kind of work within that range in which I'm weakest, and I'm going to build strength there. And that is it, guys. It is so simple. All of this stuff that you see is really, really simple, but damn, it is not easy. It is bloody tough. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Holy shit, guys, I'm gonna have to jump on here again, sorry, and tell you about this. Just as I was finishing up to go home, I just thought one more try on the parallettes, and I got into a straddle position, and one of the things I've seen people do, which is freaking crazy, and if there was one thing that I would like to be able to do in my life which shows freaky levels of human movement and strength, it would be the 90-degree handstand push-up. Like that movement, you see people do it, and it is just goes everything against defying gravity, and it's pretty freaking insane. And so I was there, I went into a straddle, I kind of lowered down, and I could feel like really strong in that kind of front lent position, which is I think called a pseudo push-up, however you pronounce it. Anyway, it requires tons of strength in your core, and with the elbows narrow, like it was the first ever time I've kind of able to get close to some form of horizontal position. Now, it's definitely not horizontal, but it's like definitely lower than 45 degrees. And I actually felt myself going, but I actually kind of somehow managed to save it. And then you could kind of feel what it would be like to kind of get back up into that rep. And yeah, when you get like one of those little moments, it's super, super exciting because yeah, I'm still so far off, but that gives you so much like joy and satisfaction when you see like, oh damn, there's progress here.
I'm excited for myself, and I'm excited for anybody else who is on the same journey of achieving some pretty cool goals. And if you managed to watch all of this video, then I bloody appreciate you. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that I could discuss over a video that would help you, and I will see you in the next one.